is your company currently doing to support this broadband vision for Nigeria?
There's a lot of statistics that come out, particularly in Nigeria, about how much money was invested in the rollout, how many jobs were created, how much revenue for government. And I think what I witnessed was the biggest impact by far when the GSM rolled out was the impact on people's lives, particularly in the more remote areas. If you lived in a small town in the middle of Africa somewhere, and you suddenly got a mobile phone, you became part of the global society, and it changed everything. And I think that the next wave now is broadband. It's happening now across the world. And I do believe that the broadband rollout has got the opportunity to have an even bigger impact on people's lives and on business. Nigeria is a country of entrepreneurs, and I think there's huge opportunities if broadband is rolled out. So whether we can achieve that sort of level next year, hopefully, but I actually don't see it happening in 2018. I think there's no doubt the economy is going to improve at some stage. It's starting to improve possibly now, but it takes time for this to all come through and actually have an effect on broadband.
From an MTN perspective, I think broadband aligns perfectly with our vision and our mission. Our vision is to make the lives of people brighter, and brightness is the color of yellow, and broadband access is a fundamental enabler of that reality. If our desire is to leverage broadband to drive economic development and growth with its pervasiveness and ubiquity, and we are all aware of what we've done in that area, even with 3G, things we have done with music, how we've been able to disrupt that industry, essentially what we have done with movies, putting Nigerian content where it matters with our partnership with Afrimoli, which got as much as 5 million global exposure. Also in the area of education, which for us is very critical, that broadband must drive education. MTN Academy products have actually demonstrated that, even though what we have done today is largely pre-recorded content, but our desire with broadband is real-time access to education.
In terms of broadband, what we're doing to support is we're continuing to invest capex, as was mentioned earlier, to ensure that we're providing connectivity throughout Nigeria. And a lot of this investment has also resulted in us creating an enabling environment that's created a new crop of entrepreneurs, as was mentioned earlier. You have a new crop of entrepreneurs such as app developers or some of these vast vendors whom send a lot of these SMSs and text messages that you receive on a daily basis. All of this is creating employment and new job opportunities. And obviously, this is all coming about as a result of connectivity. Not only in that sense, but also Airtel is also providing innovative products that support the SME sector, from Airtel for Business products, for instance. So from that perspective, I believe that we're certainly doing our part to support broadband expansion, and a lot of it comes from the significant investment that we're doing to roll out our network throughout Nigeria, and I think we're going to continue to see this in the coming years. As far as reaching that target in 2018, I think that's a bit of a stretch, but as an organization, we're going to continue to do our part.
Let's agree that we have not hit the broadband target, because the way in which most researchers view broadband penetration is in the context of total subscriptions. If you take 53 million 3G and 4G subscribers, this is published by the NCC for the end of March, and you divide that by the total number of market subscriptions of 153 million, you get 34%. So my sense is that today, in relation to the total base, we have 34% broadband penetration, and I think that's a number we can all be very proud of.
170 million people. There's no reason that we should not have our own apps that work in Nigeria. We have a lot of very intelligent Nigerians that can build software. There's no reason why we should be using WhatsApp in Nigeria to talk to ourselves. We should have our own app that talks to ourselves. If we're talking about the internet, okay, Vodacom is one of the members of the WAS consortium. But the bulk of the traffic that we want to send, if I want to send you an email right now, okay, the email has to maybe goes to a server offshore before it comes back. That is expensive. Why don't we, as Nigerians, build data centers in Nigeria, have a lot of ISPs in Nigeria, so that Nigerian data stays local?